Hello again, and welcome to Caught Lookin. As always, I'm your host, Meg, and joining me today are Allie, Sarah, Ash, and we have a special guest who are we going to introduce in just a moment. Right now, though, I'm just going to real quickly touch on this since there's some more information that's coming up later this week. But obviously, there's some more information on the whole Class A and Ortiz ordeal. I think we mentioned last week that Ortiz's lawyer wants to separate the two cases. It has come out that an ALDS pitch from 2024 was, in fact, also one of the pitches that was potentially rigged. And also, there was a use of like some weird code words, apparently, in Class A's talks with one of the alleged co-conspirators. There is a scheduled arraignment on February 18th at 11 a.m., I'm assuming, along with Class A Ortiz and their co-conspirator, Jermison. I don't know how to pronounce his name exactly, so I apologize if I butchered that. So since that is happening this week, we will talk a little bit more about that next episode. Not too much. We've dug into this a lot recently, so we'll go ahead and give ourselves some breathing room and talk about funner things right now, like spring training. Spring training has started. Pitchers and catchers reported last week and had their first full workout. Full squads should be reporting tomorrow or Tuesday, I believe, with full squad workouts happening this week and our first game on February 21st. Who's excited?
So crazy that it's come up so fast.
Right?
Like I have the little widget on my phone that has all my teams that I track, and seeing the Guardians on it is just like, wow, this came up so quick.
I hope
Yay.
we
I
get plenty of
appreciate.
content from the social team too. And I hope they take more photo shoots like they did. Was it last year or 2 years ago with like the whole Star Wars getup?
Well, they do like funny little photo shoots every year because sometimes they have themed nights because they had like Harry Potter last year. They did like a 90s shoot like 2 or 3 years
Right,
ago
Oh
or
my
right.
gosh,
something
the
like that.
90s one was so good.
Oh my God, hysterical.
Yeah, I'm
I do
looking
like it
forward to more of those.
when they do the
This-
little like back to school ones. Like they had one with
Yes.
like a little backpack on and they were sitting at like a tiny little desk.
The
Um,
Star Wars Manzardo one lives in my head rent free. Like it's
yes,
just planted right here always.
it's fantastic.
I wonder if that's what the bobblehead's gonna look like.
Please.
Well, no,
It's
they
gonna
do
be that
have. Oh,
pose.
that was something else that happened. I totally forgot the promo schedule got released. I didn't even have that in my notes. But yeah, there's a lot of cool promos happening this year. So obviously check the promo schedule and make sure that you get what you want. I am devastated, absolutely devastated that I will not be in Cleveland for Austin Hedges jersey night on May 30th. I am just so upset. I'm in town for work the week prior to that, but unfortunately, I will not be in attendance at
I
Austin
know you
Hedges jersey
didn't
night.
bring it up to do this, but somebody snag Meg one of those jerseys. Why don't you?
I've already had like 4 people DM me or at me on Twitter saying, "Don't worry, Meg, I'll get you one." So I think I have like 4 coming to
Just
me
say
already.
yes to everyone.
Oh, yeah, I don't care. I will
Get as many Austin
plaster.
Hedges jerseys
Well,
as you
because then I
can.
can also have one if I'm ever able to get an autograph from him. So
There you
I'll
go.
always bring one with me when I go to the park, just on the off chance.
It's perfect.
You're just gonna get package after package show up on your doorstep of Austin Hedges jerseys.
How many Austin Hedges jerseys is too many Austin Hedges jerseys?
There's there's no limit. The limit does not exist.
Excellent.
But there are some very cool ones. Obviously the Mandalorian bobblehead looks super. I mean, it's a little like drawing of it, but if that's what it's gonna look like, it looks super cool. Um,
Would be curious to know how much collaboration goes in with the players on these things. Like, did Kyle Manzardo say, I want a Star Wars themed bobblehead? Or was
I mean, I
this just
hope
like
so.
the fans ate up those pictures last year, so we're gonna give them more of what they like, you know?
I like to think it's a combination of both. At least for the players who are online.
I hope so. That would be fantastic if Kyle was like, "No, yeah, I want this. This is
Or they
awesome."
suggested it to him and he's like, do it or else.
But yeah, we also have for those who like bobbleheads, a Rajay Davis bobblehead, a Gavin Williams bobblehead, and Cade Smith bobblehead. I think those are the 3 bobbleheads we have this year. Another cool one, a Bob Feller jersey giveaway, which is pretty neat. A couple City Connect items, and Jose Ramirez camp shirt, which I'm assuming that's the design they have on it. That looks really cool. But yeah, I feel like the promo items, they always do a really good job with them. I have, again, my mom's got partial season tickets and she's given me like a bunch of her t-shirts because she's not really a graphic t-shirt person, and I wear them on the regular. Like 3/4 of my wardrobe is either giveaways or Guardians graphic t-shirts of some kind. But yeah, definitely check out the promo schedule and make sure that you get your tickets because those can go fast, especially for the bobbleheads.
I
In
hope I'm
other
not making this up, but the City Connect thing that they were doing on the promo schedule was like the Art Deco style font, but I want to say that the coloring was more of like a dark red bordering on maroon.
They did have it's a plush blanket, I believe, the City
Yes,
Connect plush. It's
that's what I'm
really
thinking of. And
yeah.
that color scheme in that font is kind of a new combination that I really like a lot.
I
Like they
agree.
haven't really leaned into that color, and I hope they do more. Obviously, the plush blanket, and hopefully maybe more merch.
I want to see a jersey of theirs with that dark red as like the primary
Mm.
color and like the sandstone white. I want to see that so
I would
bad, man.
spend
You have
so much
no
money on
idea. If
that.
they rebrand to like the actual City Connect design, they need a red jersey like that because I will buy it in a heartbeat.
This
I
is our
agree
last
so
year.
much, and I didn't even know that was something we were missing until they put out that promo schedule. So
Wait, I
Okay.
can just design one myself.
yeah,
Oh, you
get
I
it done.
just remembered that.
I
How
have
Have the
convenient.
power.
I can make my own.
Well, keep on the lookout for that. Make sure to follow Sarah and see her. It's been a minute since you've done a jersey redesign,
has
girl.
been a
Get
minute.
on it.
I know. I've been so busy with stuff, and honestly, like
Not an
I've done
excuse.
I'm kind of like running out of ideas, to be honest with you.
Well, now you
So
have
Well,
a
good.
I'm
new
trying to
There's
idea.
one.
crowdsource a
Okay.
lot of ideas. So I
Guys.
know I need to get back on it.
At Sarah Knows Ball, hit her up on Twitter and let her know what you want to see from her when it comes to jersey redesigns.
Yeah, please give me some ideas because I do want to get back to it very badly.
Absolutely. All right. And the last bit of news, Ben Lively is back. I'm so excited. At Ben Lively fan is so excited. We're all so excited. But yeah, he signed a 2-year minor league deal. I know right now he is still rehabbing. He said he hopes to get back by like the middle of the season. Sure, Ben, go for it. Go for it, dude. I hope so.
If he
But
is
yeah,
good for him, but
yeah. I mean, as long as just don't rush yourself and re-injure yourself, dude. Like that's not what we want.
good vibes guy though. Glad he's back.
Absolutely. Yeah, like that's the kind of dude I have no problem with them giving him a 2-year minor league contract and seeing if he can't make it back after his injury. Zero issue there. But yeah, super not a ton happening this week. So, but hopefully as spring training picks up, as the rest of the guys arrive at I mean, it looks like half of them are already there. I know Angel and Rokio and who else did I see there? I saw some photos of a bunch of the guys, like not just the pitchers and the catchers, but a couple of the infielders working out too. So, or at least just hanging out.
I know David Fry was in one of the pictures because he was like levitating
That
in
what?
the photo.
Yes.
And it was like I stared at it for like 5 minutes. I was like, what is he doing? Oh, Naylor's, or I guess Naylor's a catcher. He would be there.
Fry's technically a catcher.
True. But I
He was
sometimes
he
forget
was in
about that.
catcher's gear in that photo.
I think
He
we
is in
make a
catcher's
comment
gear.
every episode how we forget that David Fry is a catcher.
Literally, it's like I don't know why I just can't wrap my brain around it. Like,
Do
I
you think
know
that
you're a
David
catcher.
Fry called somebody and said, "Am I a catcher and what day do I need to report?"
I
Or did
hope
he
he
just-
texted vote that. Like, am I still a catcher? Am I still doing this? All right. Well, I think that about wraps up some of the guards news that we have come around to this week. So, as I mentioned and as we announced on our socials this week, we have a special guest joining us. Penny Forster, the Cleveland Guardians director. Oh, I'm sorry, senior director of community impact. You were just recently promoted, weren't you?
Yes, thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for joining us tonight.
Happy to be here. Thanks for the invite.
Awesome. So the first thing we're going to start with your 5 fast facts to help us get to know you a little bit more on a personal level. So,
All right. You may have to remind me of what I said as my 5 fast facts.
oh, it can be anything. You don't have to do what you gave in my email. If you just want to rattle off 5 other things, that works
All right.
too.
All right. Well, I live in Fairview Park. I have been with the Guardians. It'll be 25 years in May. So I don't know if you guys know this, but when an MLB employee hits 25 years, we get a golden ticket. So
Ooh.
come May, I will have a golden ticket that will allow me and a guest into whatever ballpark across the country I need to go to at any point in time. So who knows
That
if I'll
is
use it, but I'll have
That's
it.
so cool.
That's awesome. Yeah,
I
I
mean,
did
it
not know
counts
that.
for the guards too, right?
It technically it does, yes.
Yeah. So whenever you may retire or move on, you have your ticket that you can go see any guards game that
Exactly.
you want.
Exactly. But yeah, I've been with the guards for a very long time. It was right out of college. I graduated and started 3 days later.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, yeah.
You don't hear a
Went to
lot of
Walden
people
Wallace.
that happening much anymore.
No. No, and it was a while ago. So I think I sent my resume to every team in the Midwest, and the Indians at the time were the only one that I heard back from. So I got very lucky.
That's awesome.
Um, yeah. Went to Walden Wallace, where I'm currently the Alumni Council president. So still really involved with school there.
Nice.
Yeah. And I guess my other fun fact, just for you guys to know, is that you may know more about the history of baseball and whatnot than I do, because I grew up a huge basketball fan. Did not that I didn't like baseball, it just wasn't my favorite sport growing up. We were a basketball family and a football family. So that is where my passion was. But obviously, for the past 25 years, my new passion has been baseball. So I'm good for the last 25 years. Prior to that, I wasn't that into it. So
Fair. Well, it's good we have Sarah on tonight. Sarah's a massive Cavs fan. What was your basketball team then growing up?
it was the Cavs, but I
Nice.
grew up in Central Ohio, so we didn't really have like a hometown team. So it was definitely the Cavs, but it was the 90s, so it was the Jordan era too. So I was a huge Jordan fan at the same time.
That's fair. That's fair.
And that was a good era of Cavs basketball too.
It
So
very much was, yes. Except for the shot by Jordan over them, but yes.
All right, awesome. And you did mention also, I actually did pull up your email just to see if there was anything else interesting on there, but you did mention that you love reality TV.
I do. I love a good reality show. I'm a Bravo holic, if that makes sense. If
Oh,
anybody
it
else
absolutely
says,
does.
okay,
My
good.
boss is obsessed with Bravo, so I get
Yes.
it.
If it's a housewife, I'm probably watching it.
I think we have a couple Housewives and Bravo fans in our group here. I can't remember who, but I feel like someone.
I'm a big Vanderpump. I haven't
Oh,
watched
there
all the
you go.
Housewives, but I'll do the spinoff, and
There
not
you go.
the original, not the current, but
Amen. Yes,
mhm.
I'm with you on that.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for that. So you've been with the guards for 25 years. So what was your job when you got in here? Obviously, you were not the director of community impact.
I
How
was
did you
not.
start?
So my first, if I can remember the full title, I was the assistant to marketing, broadcasting, promotions, and corporate marketing, which is corporate partnerships now. So I was kind of an entry level assistant to a lot of different departments, which was perfect for that first year to really learn, how the front office worked and all the different departments that were involved in making everything happen. So it was a great way to start. Really enjoyed it. Was in that role for about a year and a half, 2 years, and then transitioned full time into a service role in the corporate marketing side. So executing all of our marketing contracts with all of our different sponsors. Did that for a while, then moved over to the sales side of that. So selling all the signage you see, radio spots, online things, all of the assets that you see partners have with the team. Was always passionate about what we could do in the community, was always volunteering my time in that space. And then I guess it was around 2019, stars aligned. There was some different changes happening within the team, some structural things going on that I was able to kind of move into the community space full time. So I officially started the role of director of community impact in 2020 in January, thinking I had all these great plans for the season. And then 3 months later, had to pivot a lot of that, obviously. But what an incredible time to be in the community impact space and all of the things that we were able to do to support our community during that tough time during COVID. And then I've just been building that out ever since. So sometimes it feels like yesterday, sometimes it does feel like all 5 years since I moved into the community space, but I love it.
Yeah, that feels like a baptism by fire moment for that kind
It
of
was.
role.
It definitely was. Yeah.
So it's extremely important that we connect with the community right now, but also you can't actually physically connect with the
Exactly.
community.
Exactly. The things that we were doing, I think back sometimes and I can't believe it. Like I remember I was on calls to try to get the Cleveland Clinic more supplies, like things that you would never ever in a million years think you would need to do, but that's where we were at the moment. So we actually got Fanatics to turn jersey material into masks. That was like one of the
Oh,
first things we were
wow.
able to do
Oh,
to distribute, both at the clinic and around the community. So yeah, a lot of strange things happening at that time, but we were doing everything we could to serve our community.
Yeah.
What a fun first year on the job.
First year in that role, it was something.
Definitely not included in the job description.
No, definitely not.
Say hopefully your job review for that year went relatively positively. It's like, well, you
Yeah,
know,
everything was good.
good, good. So what is like your day-to-day like right now with the team as we're prepping for the season, as
Mhm.
you're, going through all of that? We're, a little over a month out from, well, maybe more about like 2 months out from opening day.
Yeah,
How's that
it-
looking for
it's
you? What are you guys doing?
it's a busy time. Obviously, this is all of our planning, getting everything ready for the season. A lot of our strategy and planning of events and things that we want to accomplish this year. We we always joke that the off season we're just as busy, but the hours are a lot better because they're a little more traditional than
I'm
obviously they
sure.
might be in season. So we're not too event heavy in the off season. We mostly focus our time on, figuring out budgets, figuring out events and different programming that we want to do, growing our programs, kind of evaluating things that we did last year and seeing what we want to change for this year, what we want to make better. So a lot of that's taken place. And now with, about 6 weeks out, we're just grinding and getting ready for opening day.
So you can tell us about a couple of the events that you guys did last year. Like what was one of your favorite events? What was, one of the most well-received events that you guys did last year? That kind of thing.
So I think my favorite event last year, for the first time ever, we moved our Cleveland Guardians Charities golf outing to Firestone. So obviously it was an incredible environment there, beautiful course, but just seeing all of our alumni, we had a lot of different guys from different times come back for that, interact with some of our partners and fans of the team was always a fun day. But to see them all together, and we had Jim Thome and Carlos Baerga riding around in a golf court because neither of them could golf last year, but to see them going and having so much fun just driving around, and of course everybody wanted to see them, get their picture with them. So it's always a fun day. It was a lot of work obviously for us. Moving it was a bit scary at first, but super happy with the decision that we made there. We ended up making more money than we've ever made for
Oh,
Cleveland
nice.
Guardians Charities with the event. So look for that to happen again this May, actually. We're moving it up a little bit this year to coincide with the Reds and celebrate our 2016 team. So more to come
Oh,
on that. Yeah,
nice.
That's
it's 10-year
exciting.
anniversary, which is hard to believe. Feels
That's
that long
Crazy, yeah.
ago.
crazy. I still remember that team vividly. It's kind of what I
Me
kind of
too.
took a break from baseball for that. Yeah, I grew up in the 90s, and that 95 and 97 team, as much as I love them, they broke my heart. I was 12 when that 97 team lost, and it
Hmm.
it broke my little preteen heart. And I took a long break from baseball, but that 16 team was the one that kind of like roped me back in and, solidified and made me the crazy person I am today, I suppose.
No, my crazy 16 story is that so my father's from Chicago and tried to raise us as Cubs fans our entire life.
Oh no.
He was a huge Cubs fan. It still is to this day. When I started with the team, obviously he became a Guardians fan as well. So he splits his time. He has his National League and his American League team. But to take my dad to Wrigley Field for game three of the World
Oh,
Series, when he had grown up taking me there so many times to watch the Cubs play, was crazy, insane. And he's decked out in his tried gear at the time. Truly a moment neither of us will
man,
ever
going
forget.
to a Cubs game
He
in
was.
Stride
He
gear?
was. It was. I was a little worried he was going
Wow.
to show up in his Cubs gear, but he did not. He knew what was going on.
He knew
So
who
as
paid
hard,
for his ticket.
yeah. And we had joked for so many years that one day it would be the Indians and Cubs in the World Series, and that actually happened. It was insane.
Oh,
So as much as I know he was heartbroken for me, the 65-year-old Cub fan in him finally won a World Series.
literally, if it was against any other team, I would have been wholeheartedly rooting for the Cubs. Like I would
Right.
have zero issue, saying go Cubbies
Right.
and crying when they won. But the fact that
Hmm.
it was against us, just like I still remember thinking during that rain delay in game 7, and I'm like, it's
Yeah.
literally like God can't choose. Like he needed to
That's
take a
great. Yeah.
pause on the game and be like, ooh, I don't know who I should pick for this one.
It's like every once in a while, the celebration video of the Cubs after winning the World Series will resurface, and like
Mm-mm.
at first you're like, it's just them like celebrating the World Series and you feel happy, but then it hits you, wait a minute, that was against
But what
us, and you
about
just
me?
feel that stab
That's
of
on my
pain.
field.
Oh my gosh.
There's
Yeah, it's
sometimes
like it takes you
I
a second to remember that and
rain
you're like,
delays
shit.
still get me
Yeah.
sometimes. I'll get flashbacks every now and then. I'm like, let's not get out of here.
I did
That's
not
on
see them
PTSD.
celebrate. I was in a suite and I walked inside as soon as the game ended, so I never saw it actually happen in person. And then I avoided video of that for about 3 years.
Oh yeah.
And then finally one day, I think on social, I was scrolling and I finally saw it. But yeah, that was tough.
Yeah. No,
Um,
I don't think I can still watch it to this day. It just
I'll scroll right past it.
Yep.
This makes me want to ask, like, is it hard to balance? Like, can you be a fan of the team when you're so directly immersed inside of it? Is that a hard line to
That's a
kind
good
of walk?
that's a good question. I think for some people it is. For me, I think I'm always, especially within sometimes my team, I feel like I'm kind of that voice of like, all right, there's 162 games. Let's chill out. Like we've lost a few, we'll be fine. Last year was a great example of that. I think there are definitely people that still wear it on their sleeves, but I think those of us that have been around long enough, we understand like you never know what's going to happen. You never know where a team's going to go. Last year was a perfect example of that. So it's not hard, and I feel like there are times where you just kind of you're so immersed in work that you don't even think about it from the fan perspective. But in those really important times like postseason, you can still put yourself there as well and kind of walk that balance.
It's a lot of fun. Like
Yes,
that you can still see the joy in it, even though
absolutely.
it's work.
And sometimes you need to see like it helps me when I see our fans experiencing something to remember what it's really all about.
You helped be part of that connection. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
really cool. And this is a complete change of subject, so sorry for completely if we do a 180, but
All good.
looking at all of the huge variety events that got put on throughout the year last year, what is the process like for designing an event that is feasible for you guys to put on, but also aligns with player interests?
So that's a great question. Are you talking about players' community involvement, I assume?
Yes, like how you have this event going on, how do you know
Yep.
which players are right for that or would be interested in that?
So we've kind of flipped how we do this over the last 5 or 6 years since I came into this role. We really focus on getting to know our players first and foremost and what they're passionate about. So we have those sit down conversations during spring training early in the season, trying to figure out like, is there something like really impactful that they want to do? Is there something that they're super, super passionate about? Some of the younger guys might say to me, like, hey, I'll just do something with kids. So you got to kind of ask them a few more questions and dig in a little bit more to figure out what exactly they're comfortable doing and want to do. But we found that if we have those conversations first and then we align with things that they really care about, those connections and that impact is much deeper. And then it's also easier than if they're doing a program that they've helped create and build out. It's easier on those one off little things that I need to ask them to do that they're willing to kind of go out of their way for our team as well. So, a perfect example, we started talking to Stephen Kwan a couple years ago, and he's like, I'm really passionate about chess right now. And we noticed he was leading that in the clubhouse. And at first, I'm like, what am I going to do with chess? Like, it doesn't really align with a lot of what we're doing. But a few weeks after he shared that with us, we saw that one of our CMSD high schools had a national champion chess club who was still competing at the national level. I'm like, Steven, would you play chess with a bunch of high schoolers? And he's like, yeah, sure. I said, they're actually really good. And he's like, oh, well, yeah, let's still do it. Obviously, you guys have seen Chess Club. It's become a whole thing over the last 3 or 4 years.
It's
So
fantastic.
it's awesome.
Mm.
And it's never something we would have thought we would have put together and done because it just wasn't in our wheelhouse. But once we realized not only did Steven care about it, but a lot of our guys were playing with him and cared about it. And the connection with the high schoolers. So the first group that we really started this off with was John Marshall High School. And a lot of their kids, they didn't know anything about baseball. They didn't know who Steven was. And that actually made it better because everybody was equal playing ground. They were killing him that first year. I don't think he was match, but he was determined and he loved it. And so obviously it's continued. He brings different guys from the team all the time with him to chess club. We've expanded it to other schools within the district, and it's just been really a special one. But again, one that we never would have planned on our own, but it made sense to do so. And then obviously Steven's done a lot of other types of things in the community that have spun off that. So
I read that a couple other players ended up getting involved with that chess club too, like Bo
yes.
Naylor, Tanner Bybee,
Yep.
Slade,
Yep.
Schneeman, and Meg didn't Hedges didn't Austin Hedges learn how to play chess for the purpose of joining the chess club?
You did.
Or
And I
That
will
sounds like
definitely
is
sounds
something
that
they
a
right.
do.
thing?
and I
I
will say,
thought I
Meg,
read that
normally
somewhere and I'm
chess
like, that's so
club
cool.
is very quiet. Like I'm always shocked how quiet chess club is, unless Austin Hedges is there, and then you can imagine it's not quite as quiet.
What? No,
Not
not
him.
meek and humble little Austin
But
Hedges.
he has a good time. They all have a good time. So
Yeah, they do look like they have a fantastic
yes,
time. And yeah, I do remember, I think it was spring training 2 years ago or something. They did a partnership with chess.com
we
and did a
did.
little
Yes.
tournament that they
Yep.
live streamed, which by the way was fantastic. Like we're
Yeah.
all starved for content at that point, and I'm like, here I
Mhm.
am watching 4 hours of chess in the middle of the day. I have no interest in chess. I don't know how to play, but I will
I
watch
still don't
all
know
of
how to
this.
play either. Yeah. No, many of those kids have tried to teach me how to play. I am still not into it. I don't get it, but I love watching them all do it. I
Yeah.
love the interactions.
I've never learned how to play chess, and at this point, like I probably never will.
Same.
But it is cool to see how programs like that grow and how they get more players involved because it shows that, anyone can get involved in chess. And
Right.
so, yeah, it's really cool how things like that just grow and evolve. And this actually leads me to kind of a follow-up question to Allie's. Are there players who approach you guys with like ideas for fundraisers or for events to do that aligns with their interest?
Yeah, we definitely see that a lot. This current team, we haven't had a lot of fundraisers that they've brought to us yet because I think they're just so young. They haven't quite gotten to that point where they're kind of starting their own foundations or anything. But we've definitely had some of that in the past. And with this team, it's a lot of them letting us know, if it's not chess, what else is it? We had guys last year that wanted to go fishing and take kids fishing for the first time. So we found an organization to partner with that did just that. They took, underserved kids fishing for the first time. And
Aw.
same thing with golf. We did a partnership with First Tee, and a lot of our guys have gone out golfing with kids for the first time. So it's definitely them telling us what they're passionate about, us trying to figure out how we can fit it into our programming and what we try to do. Our biggest mission is to remove all barriers so that every kid in Cleveland has access to our game. And that can mean a lot of things. And we have a lot of programming under that. So we also just have a lot of guys that they may not have found that true passion yet for themselves, but obviously they love baseball. So they become ambassadors for our different youth programs. So for a lot of them, that's just a really fun way to continue to grow that game and be in front of kids and help coach and see them and interact with them and really inspire them to keep going.
That's great. I really do love seeing the guys out in the community and interacting with, especially, the kids and stuff. That's always, always heartwarming to see that.
Yeah.
I'll say in
Yeah, those
another,
are the guys that like you root for the hardest is the guys who are out in the community like giving back. And the one that comes to mind for me is Darius Garland from the Cavs, which is also why I was devastated when he got traded because he was a
yeah.
player that you always saw him doing things around the community. He had his own foundation. He was just constantly doing stuff. And like those are guys that you were just so proud to have on your team. And it
Mhm.
sounds like we have a lot of great guys too on the Guardians who are passionate about giving back to the city and sharing their interests with the community and with kids. And so it's impossible not to root for guys who do that.
Absolutely.
Now, one of the other exciting things that you guys did last year, it looks like, was unveil Jose Ramirez Way.
Yes. Yes. So a few years ago, we unveiled Jose Ramirez Field.
Yes.
And that was an exciting time when Jose first signed his first extension. We talked with him and we knew that it was really important for him to give back in his two hometowns, right? So Cleveland and in Bonnie in the Dominican Republic. So he helped us build that field that is in the highest Hispanic population in Northeast Ohio for sure, maybe even the state. So we're using that actively with our RBI program, and a lot of other youth programs are using that field every day. It's the highest used field in Cleveland now.
Aw.
It's beautiful if you've never seen it. We also went to Bonnie with Jose
Oh, that's cool.
2 winters ago, and I've never seen anything like the baseball culture in the Dominican Republic with the kids. It is the only sport they know down there. They play it every day, all day. We got to the field that Jose grew up on to do a clinic and to give out new equipment to these kids. And there was a group of them that were wearing Los Guardians jerseys. And so I found one that could understand my English because my Spanish is terrible. And I said, why are you Los Guardians? And he said, Jose got us jerseys. And I'm like, oh, and he goes, do you know Jose? And I said, I do. Do you? And he goes, oh, yeah, we all know Jose.
Oh,
He's never told us that he was doing that, but he's doing it. And we know he's doing it. And we wanted to really support him and give back in both of his hometowns like he wanted to. So it was a fun trip. We learned a lot. Went to our academy, got to see some of the younger guys there. And it was just a really amazing trip, too. But Jose Street, then we named this year because the street to the field never really had a name and it was hard to find on Google Maps. It was a simple problem, but we found a really incredible solution. And the city was willing to do that, obviously, because of who Jose is and what he's done in the community. So we were able to unveil that the end of this season.
that's
There's
so
no
cool.
one more deserving than him. That's awesome.
I agree with you completely.
He is just the best.
He's just so special, so rare.
I feel like when I was growing up, like I said, I was a basketball fan. I was a Jordan fan, and I always thought, wouldn't it be cool if my hometown team had Michael Jordan? And now sometimes it'll hit me like, hold on a minute, like Jose is our Michael Jordan, like he is.
Mhm.
And I've gotten to watch his entire career, which has been really incredible to see.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that he's been here this entire time, that he's
Yeah.
only ever been with Cleveland. He came up through our minor leagues
Mhm.
and he's saying time and time again, telling us, screaming it from the upper deck, that I want to stay here. I do not want to go
Yes.
anyplace else. It is we are so lucky to have that man as not just a player on our team, but the leader on our team, period. Like,
Absolutely. You don't see that loyalty in professional sports like you used
no, no, like, and
to.
across any of the sports,
Right,
any of the big three, it's
right.
a very rare and special thing. So definitely, we all need to enjoy it and be thankful for it and be excited that he chose us.
He's here for good, I hope. It seems like it
Yeah.
anyways.
I mean,
What perfect timing too.
Yeah.
New extension.
I know,
Um,
crazy to think.
yes. Okay, Penny, I have a question. Can you walk us through like a typical day in the life, but like middle of the season, like smack in the middle of it, like maybe mid-June?
Mid-Jan. All right. So we will likely have some type of youth event happening during the day, whether it be one of our camps, a free clinic that we offer in different communities. So most of that is just making sure, if the team needs help setting up or whatever we need to do, there's probably players or alumni coming to join us and making sure they're settled in and get there on time and know where they're going. Interacting with a lot of parents and a lot of guardians of kids and having fun while the kids are on the field. And then typically probably back to the office for a little bit. The game, if there's a game at the home that night, there may be some things happening pregame. We usually have different ceremonies, different groups that we're recognizing before the game, maybe a first pitch, that type of thing's taking place. And then hopefully I can watch a few innings while I eat dinner at the ballpark and then head home and watch the rest, hopefully from my couch, unless I have to stay late. But if I've had stuff going on all day, hopefully that's not the case.
All right, so what's your favorite dinner at the ballpark then?
So I don't know that it's my favorite, but it's just my go-to. We can eat in press dining, which there's something different every night, but I'm generally eating a hot dog and I don't know why,
It's
even
classic.
after this
You're
long.
just in the ballpark and you're like, I need
It's
to. I
just,
just
yeah,
have
it's
to.
there. It seems easy. That's
Fair.
a hot dog and a salad is probably what I'm eating.
At least you're getting some greens in. That's
I
helpful,
try.
especially after a long day.
So this question I have, it's a two-parter, but I was curious, what like community program or initiative are you most proud of and why? And which one is your favorite that you've done?
So I think the same answer for both, and that's our RBI program. So if you're familiar with RBI, it stands for Reviving Baseball in the Inner City. We took the RBI program back in house right around the same time that myself and Ralph Collins, who's our director of community impact, in 2020 when we were coming onto the side of the business. And we now have 7 RBI teams ranging from 12U all the way up to Cleveland State's club baseball team.
Oh.
And we are providing that super expensive travel ball experience to kids that wouldn't normally have access to do that. And seeing them excel grow and mature throughout their course of time within the program to become college graduates, to become college baseball or softball players has been really, really incredible to see that happen. We travel with these kids. We take them to regionals where they face all the other MLB teams, RBI teams. So we've gone to Chicago, we've gone to Pittsburgh. We typically have at least one of our teams make the World Series where they play in Vero Beach in Florida at the Jackie Robinson complex. It's usually in August and it's the hottest week of the year in Florida. So that part's miserable, but the rest of the experience is unlike anything else. Just really seeing these kids reach their potential and grow together, learn the lessons they're learning from the game. Obviously, you all know you love the game. There's so many lessons to be learned about life. And it's just really incredible to see that. And, this year we actually, our intern this season, he's going to start in May, was in our RBI program. So we're starting to see kids that we've known now since we've been doing this for the last 5 or 6 years really start to grow and, make incredible, successful lives once they got out of college. So it's exciting to see that start to happen.
That's
cool.
awesome because as someone who did play travel softball, I know one, just how expensive it is for just a regular family to pay for, because you're talking about the fees, equipment and everything, travel. There's a lot that goes into it. And I think that's so awesome that you give kids that opportunity to play in that setting where they wouldn't normally have that accessibility to it. And plus, like you said, sports in general just teach you so much, especially in those developmental years. So it's so important, and that's so awesome that you're giving kids that opportunity.
No, I mean, that's our whole goal, is to remove every barrier that we can so that kids in Cleveland have that access. Something that we've started to share more publicly. For a long time we didn't, but we cover all the expenses for Cleveland Metropolitan School District so that they can keep baseball and softball. So we provide them all of the resources, we train coaches, we provide equipment, we fund all the different expenses that are tied into that. Same thing with Cleveland Rec. We do the same thing in the summer with all the different rec leagues. We have our Play Ball CLE program, which supports little leagues within Cleveland and the inner suburbs. So truly, most days in Cleveland, if there's a baseball or softball game happening, we've had a little something to do with it. So we're proud of that. We want to continue to do that and grow that as much as we can.
Absolutely. That is awesome. I also noticed that you said there's, full disclosure, Penny shared some of the, a couple pieces from the upcoming Cleveland Inspires report with us so that we could get a little bit of background information. It'll be coming out soon. But it says on here that the RBI program also is expanding to off-field initiatives to include STEM enrichment, financial literacy, life skills workshops, and community service opportunities, which is such a great way to kind of develop the whole person and not just focus. Sports does do a lot when it comes to leadership and teamwork and that kind of thing, but there's so much else that goes into, growing and becoming an adult and being an independent person. So
exactly. We've been wanting to do that. We started to do that last year. We worked with STEM Playbook. They brought STEM lessons. I don't even think some of our 13-year kids knew they were learning STEM. They just thought it was an extension of practice because they were so creative with it and used
gotta trick them sometimes.
Right? So that was really cool. We have financial literacy from our bank partners, teaching high schoolers how to save, because a lot of them are getting their first job and they want to go to college. They want to buy a car. There's all those types of things happening. So teaching them the right way to do those things. And then this year, we're going to dig into the mental health a little bit more, knowing how important that is, especially for teenagers.
Absolutely.
Making sure that they have outlets and people to talk to and kind of figure out how to take care of themselves mentally and physically.
That is awesome.
That's fantastic.
I loved, my favorite thing about reading that report that stood out was the youth baseball program that integrated STEM into some of their baseball activities, just because that kind of overlaps with what I do for a living. And I think it's really cool to teach kids young, there are ways to be involved in sports that involve math, involve science, involve numbers. You don't just have to be good at playing. You can make a career in sports in 100 different ways. And you just got to find something that you're good at and apply it to something you like. And I think that's really neat.
Yeah, no, we do a lot of that career development type work with our teens because they don't think of the front office when they think of the Guardians, right? They just think of on field and the players and the coaches. So introduce them to all the different career pathways in sports. To your point, I never played a game of softball in my life. I would have been terrible at it. I was a dancer and I did not have a skill set for baseball or softball. But there's so many things they can do. And when they find that out, like we have so many normal business functions within the front office. And it's just introducing that to them. So they start to think like, oh, okay, I want to be an accountant, but I guess I could be one for a baseball team. So once they see that and it starts to click, you can really see the career development track starting for them.
Yeah, absolutely. It's crazy when you think about it, like just how little baseball actually exists within the like back end of
Right.
like what needs to be happening in the background in order for those players, those 9 players, to take the field every single night.
Right. No, you're exactly right. There's a lot.
And just like, I mean, community impact, it's what you do, but like just
Hmm.
reading how involved the organization is in the city and in the community outside of just 9 innings of baseball every night. Like it was
Right.
kind of amazing to look at. So it's
No,
really
we're
cool
really
work.
proud of being whatever we can be to create impact and drive change in the city.
Yes, and we absolutely love that. And the all 3 teams, how you guys have also kind of like
Hmm.
formed a coalition too
Hmm.
between you, the Cavs, and the Browns in order to work together to make sure that
Right.
the whole city is supported, hopefully in every way possible.
No,
Um,
that's been something that's really grown in my relationships with my counterparts at the Browns and Cavs. I mean, we talk weekly. And to your point, sometimes it's like, okay, are we all doing the same thing for this? And obviously there's a little bit of that. But sometimes it's also, okay, here's a problem that's happening across the city. We'll tackle this neighborhood, you tackle that one, you're going over here so that we know we can spread it out a little bit
mhm.
and make sure that we're spreading it as wide as we can since we have all 3 teams involved in a certain initiative.
That's cool that there's some crossover between the 3 teams and that you guys coordinate with each other on that kind of as one.
I think it's somewhat unique to us. I think there are other cities where teams are starting to do that and build those relationships. It really started for us. I mean, it's been happening for a long time, but it really, really started in 2020 when obviously we all needed to support a lot of what was going on in the city. And that was when I will say, like constant communication started and then trying to figure out how to do things together and support. That's when it really took off. So I'm thankful my counterparts are amazing at both teams and we're all doing everything that we can.
This
I'll
is
say
kind of a
this.
good segue into, sorry, Meg,
No, no, you're
into
fine. Go ahead.
another question I have. What are some like growing needs around the greater Cleveland community that you guys want to focus on in 2026?
Great question. I think for us, so much of our support financially and in other ways goes to Cleveland Metropolitan School District. So I think supporting them through this next phase of their plan, we know that there's going to be some bumps on the road for them as they merge schools and close some schools. So continuing that support and trying to help them through that. I'm not quite sure what it's going to look like as far as our support yet, but we're hopeful that there's some positive changes that are coming along with this. We've had early conversations that we may be able to introduce baseball and softball at the middle school level, so sixth, seventh, eighth grade, whereas they've not had that before. So looking at more ways to support kids in extracurricular activities at a younger age is one thing, but just really being there as they execute this plan and start to execute it, what it looks like as kids are getting shifted and schools are merging and things like that are changing, being a part of that in a positive way if we can.
Well, fingers crossed you guys will be able to figure some stuff out and help them through this time
Yeah.
that they're going through.
Yes.
Um, is there anything else in this upcoming year that you can think about, a specific event that you have on your mind that you're like, oh, I'm really excited for that, or something that's happening that you can share with us?
I think I teased this a little bit. We got off track talking about it, but I think the 2016 celebration is
Oh,
going to be
yes,
really
yes.
cool. We've lined that up when we're playing the Reds so that Tito can be there and Mike
Oh,
Napoli will
that's
be
pretty
there.
cool.
Oh,
Awesome.
Smart.
So I'm hopeful that most of that team can return. I've already seen some lists where a lot of guys have already signed on to be here and be a part of our golf outing. And we'll do a little thing at the ballpark on Friday. And I think you mentioned the Rajay Davis bobblehead on Saturday night as part of our promo schedule. So I'm excited for that. Excited to see a lot of those guys that we haven't seen in a while. I think it'll be cool to get them together. I'm sure the stories will be great. That
oh
was
my
a,
God, I'm
a
sure.
very fun team. So I can't wait to hear some of those stories that maybe we haven't heard publicly before.
That's actually the weekend that I'm hoping to be in Cleveland for and to
There you
hopefully go
go.
to one of those games. So
Yes.
I'll have to keep an eye out and make sure that I'm at the 16
Yes.
celebration. Is there
You know,
any
the
sorry, go
Rajay
ahead.
Davis bobblehead, I've seen images. It's fantastic. So it's exciting.
I feel like they always do a really good job on the bobbleheads.
They do. I agree.
Yes.
I really hope it's of him rounding the bases, like pointing. You know
I
what I'm
think
saying?
it is.
That would be cool. That would at least be
Yeah.
the Rajay Davis bobblehead I would make, is as he's pointing to the bleachers, as he's like rounding the
Yes.
bases.
Oh.
That would be awesome.
Be perfect.
I spent a day with Rajay at a fan event a couple years ago, and it made me laugh every single time because when people approach him, they don't say, you know, oh my gosh, that was such an amazing home run. This is what they say to him. Do you know where I was when you hit that home run? And he says the same thing every time. He's like, no, where were you?
Oh,
Like he's so excited to hear where they were. But it
he
just made me
seems
laugh.
like such a good guy.
He does.
He's amazing. But he probably heard that, 300 times that day.
So
And
funny.
every story was better than the last one. So
I was just on my couch at home. I was nowhere special.
but you would tell him that. People would tell him that. I was in my basement. I was on the
If I
couch.
see him that weekend, I'll let him know.
I'm like, you should keep track and like write a book, Rajay, of just where every single person was on
Keep
that
an
night.
ongoing ranking of like who has the best location.
Great.
And we would all read it too.
Absolutely, I
That
would.
would be a bestseller in Cleveland.
100%. Oh,
But that's
so
what
funny.
makes sports beautiful, right? Is that everybody's just living their normal life, but they all have the same feeling in that moment, you know?
Exactly.
I still love watching, which hopefully sometime soon I'll be able to do this with the Guardians. But when the Cavs won that night, again, I was just on my couch at home. My son was 2. So, and I'm in Virginia. So I'm like, I don't have any Cleveland friends down here except my husband. So we're just on our couch. But I
Oh my
still
God.
watch those compilations on YouTube of everybody celebrating at whatever bar, at whatever house, running down the street, screaming, the in arena ones every June, whenever the anniversary of that. That's another anniversary that's coming up this summer too,
Yeah.
is that 2016 team
Jeez,
too.
what a summer.
I was
Oh,
outside the queue in like the outdoor watch party they had,
oh my
flooded
God.
with people.
I can
And I
imagine.
still have videos on my phone from when LeBron made that free throw that kind of like clinched it.
Oh,
Oh my God. It was crazy down there. They were closing down streets. Like people were driving with like their doors wide open, standing outside of their cars. They were climbing on ambulances, on like traffic lights. Like it was pure chaos, and it was the best moment of my life. Oh
I
my
mean,
gosh.
the trend so far has been bring 2016 back this year.
Right.
So we bring it
True.
back, but the Guardians finish the job this time.
yeah. I will
Oh, speak it into existence.
I
Allie.
will give up the Cavs can lose in 7
Mm-hmm.
if Sarah, I'm sorry. I have
only
to
have
give
one.
that is the sacrifice we need to make for the Guardians to win it this year. That is the sacrifice that I am making.
I did just hear LeBron today say he thinks the Cavs could win the championship this year.
I
So
trust him.
Ooh. All right, well then let's do both.
He knows
I
both.
think
Why not
I
both?
think both would be fantastic.
Again, that's kind of what it was like building towards last
yeah,
in 2016. That's what they wanted to happen.
Well, and in 2016, like, you know, the world wanted the Cubs to win, right? Like
now no one has it
now
worse
why
than
not
us.
us?
Now no one has it worse than us is correct.
Aren't we the longest drought at this point?
In baseball
to
for
be.
sure.
Yeah.
I feel like no one cares till it hits 100 games, but like we don't gotta
Years.
wait that long.
It's been 100 games.
100 games.
We're at 100 years.
I wish it's
That's
been
a nice
100
thought.
games.
100 years is a little worse. My bad. Yeah.
But really quick, I did want to also talk about the community celebration nights that you guys put on at the Guardians organization, like Pride Night, Noche Latina, Asian American Pacific Islander Night. Why are these important to you and the organization to celebrate these multicultural communities?
It's important for us to celebrate Cleveland. And for us, Cleveland means celebrating everybody in Cleveland, everybody that feels like they're a part of this team. So for us, it's really important to make sure we continue focusing on those nights. There's some new plans in store for this year, which I'm excited about. But I think it's just important to celebrate our fans. And our fans come from everywhere and are all, different groups and different backgrounds. And it's important for us to support that and celebrate that.
Yeah, those are so much fun. Those are probably like my favorite parts of the season because I love all of like the handouts you guys have, all the freebies. Like it's just such a fun celebration of culture and community. And I just particularly love how you guys are so passionate about doing that. And that's something that I did want to definitely highlight on here.
No, thank you for that.
Yeah, those are always so much fun. I'll just shout it out because I love talking about it too. The night that I got to meet Austin was the Pride Night celebration. So that
was
will
when a lot
always,
of us got to meet each other too from
yeah.
Guardians Twitter.
Yeah, we did a big group outing for that night because we
Nice.
all happened to be in town, you know, some of the outer towners and
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, so we all went there and I was able to say hi and get a picture with him. So that was fun. So that's always going to hold a special place in my heart. All right. Well, Penny, before we say goodnight, we're going to go ahead
Mm-hmm.
and do our rapid fire this or that and a couple of our faves. So,
Okay.
starting off, favorite hot dog topping, since you say you have a hot dog for a
I'm pretty
dinner
basic.
almost every night.
Yeah, I'm pretty basic. Ketchup, maybe chili on occasion.
That's when
Good
you're
answer.
feeling spicy. All right. And I hope this doesn't cause any animosity with your coworkers, but your favorite hot dog mascot.
So I'm gonna go outside the box here for a reason.
Okay.
Do we remember bacon?
Oh,
Technically, it
no.
wasn't a hot dog, but that was part of a partnership that I helped create and make. So it holds a special place in my heart. She had a ponytail, she had earrings, she was cool. So
Oh my
I'm gonna
God.
go
I'm
with
going to have to
bacon.
look her up.
I love her already.
Yes. She's kind of
Yeah,
like
bring her
the
back.
spirit
Not
sister
familiar
of
with
She
her.
spicy.
sounds
It sounds
She,
like.
iconic.
I don't think she's appeared in the last year or so. If I had to look back, but
Okay. We'll look her up and we'll see.
okay,
We'll reach out to because we had Maya with the Cleveland Strikers on
yeah,
a couple of
yeah.
weeks back. So I might have to talk to Maya about that and see if she can't pull a couple strings and see if Bacon can make an appearance this year.
Oh
Bacon
my
couldn't
God, I just
run.
looked up a photo of it. That's hilarious.
I
It's
just found
literally
it too.
it's a strip of
It's
bacon with a
literally a
face.
strip of bacon.
That
Bacon
is
couldn't run, but
phenomenal.
they could hold the finish line and look fabulous doing it. So
Yes.
I think I'm
Obsessed.
obsessed with her, actually. She's
Like,
perfect.
We
You
need
need
to
to-
bring her back. She looks like a diva.
Fantastic.
Eyelashes, love it.
Oh, I can't wait. Fantastic. All right. So your favorite place. So if you're a fan, let's say you don't have anything going on, you're able to
Okay.
sit anywhere in the stadium. Where are you sitting?
So I'm just gonna sit where a lot of times this is where our employee seats are, but it also just happens to be a really convenient and place that I've learned to love is past the third baseline out in the outfield. You're in a prime location for bathrooms, concession stands, and a quick exit when the game is over. So that is my prime spot now.
I love the practicality of that.
Yes,
That's
yes.
so real.
Yeah,
That's someone who's there every day.
thank you.
You're like, no, I've got a mental map of this place. I know exactly what I need
That is my
and how to get it.
quickest. Yes, I know where the bathroom is. Yes,
Yep.
yeah.
No, that's fair. And then also the special promo item pickup is in that area too, isn't it?
Yes, yep, yep.
So there you go. You can grab your promo item,
Absolutely.
grab yourself something to eat. You're
The
good to go.
pretzels on the home run porch. I don't know if you guys tried
Oh
those. On
yeah.
the pretzel
Mhm.
stand.
The big
Amazing.
ones.
Mm-hmm.
We did. I treated myself a couple years back to one of those beast pretzels. That's like $20 or something ridiculous, but my God, it was good.
Get the cinnamon sugar
ranch
on it.
season-
Yes, yes.
The
That's-
ranch seasoning on those
Oh,
pretzels were
so good.
amazing. I think about it sometimes.
All right. So I know you said that you didn't really watch baseball growing up. You watched basketball. So favorite basketball player growing up then?
So my favorite basketball player growing up was Jim Jackson. Not a big name, but he went to Ohio State, played in the NBA for a long time. I met him when I was like 14 or 15. He signed my jersey. It was the greatest day of my life. To that
Love
point.
that. Yes, absolutely. All right. So your favorite Cleveland hidden gem?
So I'm gonna shout out my favorite coffee shop,
Absolutely, please.
Savor the Moment. It's in West Park. We've been going there for years. It is a cozy, homey little place. Everybody's a regular. I love popping in there. They have a peanut butter mocha that has gotten me through some very long days.
Sounds good.
I know exactly where that is. So I grew up in Rocky River, the very last street in Rocky River. My
okay.
backyard's basically Fairview Park. My
Got it.
mom worked at Fairview Hospital for the longest time. I worked, do you remember that old East Coast frozen
Yeah.
custard stand?
Yeah.
I worked there for like
Story Road.
7
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
Yep. Story Road Crunch. I know that whole area. That's
Mhm.
my childhood home.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm like, that sounds familiar. All right. So now our this or that moment. Lake Erie or Metro Parks?
Lake Erie. But that
When
was a tough
you,
one for me.
yeah, it is hard. The Metro Parks are beautiful.
Yeah.
When you are referring to Cleveland with a nickname, the land or Clee, CLE?
CLE for me.
That is what's on our City Connects. So,
Mm-hmm.
all right, Playhouse Square or the Cleveland Orchestra?
Playhouse Square.
The Art Museum or the Natural History Museum?
Art Museum.
It's beautiful. I feel
Yes.
like I like the History Museum, but I love the Art Museum.
It's beautiful.
All right, Po' Boy or pierogi?
Neither. Which
Neither.
tells you I'm not really from Cleveland, even though I've lived here longer than I lived in my hometown. But yeah, neither.
Ah, we're
I
moving
don't
into
get it.
pierogi season too.
And I love pasta and I love potatoes, but I don't like them together. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Cleveland.
We might
It's an
have
honest
your
answer. We'll take it.
revoke your Cleveland card.
I know.
You get the MLB golden ticket, but not.
Yeah.
Nah, it's okay. We'll let you pass this time. All right, and last one. Hopefully, again, this one's the one that I feel like might cause some fights. But East Side or West Side?
West Side.
As a being from Fairview Park, I feel like I knew that was going to be it.
I every time I have to go to the East Side and make a big deal out of it, I gotta get my passport.
Right. Like, as a West Sider too, I'm like, I don't know what goes on over there. It scares
I
me.
tease one of my best friends who I work closely with. I always tease him. I'm like, why do you have so many roundabouts? Like, we just have straight streets on Cleveland. Like, we know which way up, left, and right. Like, why are there circles over here?
So I will say we haven't on the West Side. We haven't figured out how to connect 90 and 480 yet, which I think is a big. Now that, especially when I drive in from out of town, I'm like, why have we not found an interchange for this yet? This is insane. Like,
That's
I
why you live
can't.
in Fairview, because you've got like 5 minutes to either one. So
That's
it's
very true.
perfect.
Well, because my brother lives in Bay now, so now that's where I kind of like that's my home base, and I'm like, it takes too long. It takes too
Yeah.
long.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, everyone. That's going to be it for this episode. Thank you, Allie, Sarah, and Ash for joining me, and a huge thank you, Penny, for joining us.
Thank you all so much, and good luck with the podcast. It's awesome. I love that you guys are doing this and that you're
Thank
such
you.
fans and that it's all women. I mean, it's amazing.
That's what we hoped for. It's fun to just talk guards with the girls sometimes.
Absolutely.
So thank you to all our listeners for listening tonight. Don't forget to follow us on your favorite podcasting app and all of our social channels so you don't miss a thing. And as always, whether you are here for the hot takes, the heartbreaks, or the home runs, don't get caught looking. Thanks, everybody. Go Guards.
Go Guards.
Go Guards. Guards.